When you're talking about these really top-class sportsmen, sportswomen, those who, international players are good enough, but there are those who are just that little bit better, just that little bit more. Why was Andre Agassi always in the right place on the court at the right time? Yeah. We call it time,
yes,
don't we?
That's right.
We call it time because it's a very difficult thing to quantify. Yeah, it's got a bit of extra time, that lad, And it is a difficult thing. I mean, I wish I could take all of you out and actually line you up and show you what 90-mile-an-hour fast bowling is actually like. What it's actually like from 20 yards away when you've got 2/5 of a second from when the ball is released to when it arrives. And you've got to play shots. And I witnessed Gower batting all those 15 years only once. I only ever batted with him once in all that time. Somehow I must have survived as night watchman the night before. And the next morning, we resumed, walked out over the boundary edge there and out into the middle. And the PA announcement came on and said, resuming their innings for Leicestershire, David Gower and Jonathan Agnew. I thought, I've made it. Got halfway out. And that was when reality dawned. Because I looked around. And as you will know, Tuffers, in those days in the 80s, playing county cricket, it wasn't so much about who you'd be actually bowling at, Viv Richards or whatever, that's all right. It's who cowards like Tuffers and I would have to bat against. That's all really that would matter. And this particular game, we're playing Hampshire, which meant one thing. You got to bat against Malcolm Marshall, who was a lovely bloke. I mean, he was a proper 90-mile-an-hour man, very competitive, fiercely competitive. I say, really nice guy. He always said sorry to me when he hit me, which I thought was rather nice. But he was quick. He would bowl these missiles. And I'll be there at the non-striker's end watching this. And Gower would, I had lunch with him the other day, we were talking about this innings. He would get on the front foot and go, boom, and play it up to mid-off, middle of the bat, obviously. And then he would look at Malcolm and he would wink and say, well bowled. So, what? A short one, just sway out of the way. Vroom, and the ball went past. It was like watching an entirely different game within the game itself, with Malcolm stretching every sinew. Because I used to be David's navigator for our car trips away on the long journeys on Friday nights and so on to go and play the next county game. Pointless exercise, you never listened to anything that I said. But the main point was that I wanted to learn, like you, batting buddy, I wanted to learn about fast bowling because it was terrifying. I promise you, when you don't see the ball and it's coming at that speed, it is a terrifying business. And David is always quite dismissive. He said, it's terribly easy, Jonathan. He would say, all you have to do from 20 yards away is look at where the bowler lets the ball go. So if it lets it go there, it's going to be a full length. So the ball's going to land around about here. You get on the front foot and you play it up towards mid-off like that. I said, okay. He said, if you let's go of it there, that's going to be a bouncer. And the ball, therefore, will be around your head. He said, duck. And, I said, David, I can't see that and that 20 yards away. He said, well, I can't help you then. And that was the end of that. He was an absolute one-off, wasn't he? He made batting look so easy.
He did.
And it is that time. And I say, you can sit and you can watch. And at the Oval, Sylvester Clarke.
Oh, wow.
He was the worst of my generation. Because I think he actually enjoyed giving us a good bit of peppering. But you can sit there and watch, be it in the stands or on the telly, or whoever it may be. I promise you, until you've actually been out there and you've had to face this stuff, it's
horrific.